Yes, of course, the sounds of AC/DC there with TNG, and before that, Queen, and that was, of course, another one bites the dust here on WoW Radio, the Blue Police Show with Total Biscuit. Now, I've just had to moderate the IRC room. Stop spamming, you bunch of noobs. Alright, there we go, that's that corrected. Right, okay. Now, let's see. What else have I got to do on this show? I've only gone through an hour, and now I don't know what I'm doing. Right. Now, before the break, I was talking about battlegrounds and the way people basically will exploit and do anything they like in order to get ahead. Yeah, it is an unfortunate and sad truth that I would actually say the majority of the game is actually full of wankers. It really is. It is the worst game I've seen for having total and complete smacktards. I mean, I thought Battlefield was bad. I used to play Counter-Strike a lot, Battlefield, PlanetSide, and all that kind of thing. And they had quite a lot of idiots, but this dominates the idiot stakes. I am amazed. I wasn't actually aware that it was possible to concentrate such a large amount of idiocy into such a small package. It is. Why did that happen? Well, it's reasonably obvious. You put out a product which becomes incredibly popular very fast, and it attracts a lot of morons. It's the same with Britney Spears and all that bollocks, which is totally unlistenable rubbish, which should never even be classified as music, let alone pop. It's horrific. It's terrible, and quite frankly, anyone involved in its production should die in a variety of different ways. Ah. It's the same with World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft, while an exceptional MMO and a lot of fun to play, has become incredibly popular, and it attracts the morons, and we don't like that kind of thing. Now, we go back to the running theme. Is Blizzard expecting too much from its populace? Now, when Blizzard released World of Warcraft, I doubt they were aware that it would become this popular, because we're on the level of EverQuest here now. And attaining that particular level of popularity is difficult. It's very difficult indeed. And it managed it. Now, because that has happened, we have become infused with morons. They're all over the place. Fortunately, and hopefully, none of them are listening right now, so I can insult them all I like. It's become a case of Blizzard expecting a little bit too much from their players. Now, if you put something into a game, there will be certain people who will attempt to exploit it. Always try and find the easy way to the big rewards. Every single time. You've seen it over and over and over again. The exploiting that went on in Alterac Valley. The exploiting which is going on in AB. The exploiting which goes on in Warsong Gulch and has in the past. The exploiting which went on in the first kill of Onyxia, for instance. The exploiting that happened with Ragnaros, and loads and loads of other things, and arguably, from what I've heard, with Nefarian now, that he was killed in an exploitative fashion. Now, I'm not going to judge, but that's what I've heard. I haven't watched the video, and I really don't intend to. I don't want to ruin the surprise of when, eventually, in about 5 years' time, our guild probably does get to Nefarian, and gets our asses handed to us for months on end. It's fun. That's the way to do it. It's all about learning and exploration. And a quick shout-out must go to the Halibuts, who are on their way down to MC to show Lucifer and Magmadar what it's all about. So, don't drop any major loot, please, or I'll be very upset. Anyway. Expecting a little bit too much. Is there a way to fix it? Now, there is no overall way to fix stupidity. The only way to do it is to take it one issue at a time and fix the exploitable parts of the game. Now, the big problem I currently have with Battlegrounds is the ability to leave them. That might sound a little bit silly to you. Well, I can leave Battlegrounds whenever I like. The problem with that is, yeah, it's in there for a reason, because some people may get bored. They may not have the time to be in there anymore. They may be called away to an important guild event, and they need to get out of the Battleground. The problem with that is that people are now able to join a Battleground, and as soon as they see that it's not going to be an easy victory, they will leave. By leaving, they screw over the side that they've just left, ruining it for everybody else. And all they do is they sign up again, and they keep doing that until they find one that's easy. And they will keep doing this, and this is the reason people got to Exalted in a couple of days. They didn't do it by fighting properly. They did it by dominating a battleground which they knew for a fact would be easy. The same thing happened with Alterat Valley. Now, power gaming guilds are in general guilty of this, although I'm sure from time to time some of you have looked at the list and said, this is not going to go anywhere, and left. Now, doing that occasionally from time to time, when you just can't be arsed with facing up to what is going to be an inevitable loss, is okay. That's fine. But it's when you do it as a matter of course that it becomes a problem. This is the reason that people are all the way up there on the rep stakes, whereas people who are actually playing the game as intended are nowhere near that. Do you really think that Blizzard actually intended you to be able to get exalted items 3 days after the release of a battleground? Don't be ridiculous. Of course they didn't. It was supposed to be a long, progressive slog, and when you got it, it's like, yes, this was worth it. I fought hard for months and months and months, and this is my uber reward. No, for some people it's a system, it's a grinding system, and as far as I'm concerned, that has got to stop. It is unacceptable. Now, you can blame whoever you like. You can blame Blizzard if you like. It's Blizzard's fault. They allowed this to happen in the first place. Partially. You could also blame the Mormons. It's the Mormons' fault. They're doing this in the first place. Partially. It's a combination of both. You can't blame both. Yes, of course you can't blame both. That's what I just said. You can blame both. You can't blame an individual party because it takes two to tango, folks. And there are exploitable elements of the game which allow this, and there are people who are willing to do the exploiting. Without either of those elements, it doesn't work. If it was exploitable and no one did it, that's not a problem. If it wasn't exploitable, but people tried to exploit it and failed, it's not a problem. The fact that both of these elements are there makes the mixture for half-baked sauce, and we don't like it. It's nub sauce, folks. Ugh. And I don't like the taste of it. So what's the fix? The fix is relatively simple, but the problem behind the fix is that it penalises legitimate players. The fix. A penalty for leaving the battleground. An honour penalty. A reputation penalty. So, what kind of reputation penalty, you ask? Perhaps a rep from one win would disappear. It's gone. You left, you are a deserter. You are a coward. You left the battleground, and you lost some points. This includes AFKing, or leaving legitimately, or exiting the game in the middle of a battleground. Simply to get out of it. Now, the problem with that is that that penalises people who want to leave for a very legitimate reason. Perhaps they're being called away on the guild, or maybe, you know, their kid's woken up and they've got to go and tend to that, or their wife wants them to get off the computer, or perhaps their mother, you know, their mother's pestering them to do their homework and all that kind of thing. There are a variety of reasons for not staying. And this is the very unfortunate fact that you're going to have to face. If you want to fix this problem, you're going to have to hurt some legitimate players in doing so. You can't make an omelette without breaking eggs. It's sad, very sad, that it's actually got to this stage where people are saying, yeah, well, I'm going to just leave. I'm going to leave because it's not going to be an easy fight. All I care about is the grinding and the rep. I don't care about the fact that I can fight and battle and perhaps not win, but that's not relevant. You fought tooth and nail for that objective. You didn't win. You can go away with a sense of satisfaction and hopefully a sense of enjoyment. And I love Arathi Basin. I find it brilliant. It's a fantastic experience. I love it. And I don't care if I lose. I really don't. I will stand to the last. I will take on 5 people on my own if it helps my side to progress a little bit further. I will charge headlong into you 5. I'll blink into the middle of you. Frost Nova. You try and attack me? Ice Block. Ice Barrier. Cold Snap. Double Ice Block. Cone of Cold. Blizzard. Everything I've possibly got. I'll throw a bomb in your face if I have to. Just to hold you up. Whereas a power game wouldn't do that. What they'd see is an impossible situation where they will not get any reward. And that's what they want. They want the reward. Now, it's odd for me to say that it's a tangible reward, because it isn't. It's a piece of code. And that's all they want. They want this piece of code over the idea of enjoyment. They gain their enjoyment from this kind of thing. Now, is that acceptable? Yes. Is it acceptable at the cost of other people's enjoyment? No, it absolutely is not. If that's what you gain from the game, that is absolutely fine. But don't force other people to be penalised by that. It's unacceptable. Absolutely, totally unacceptable. So, would it be proportional to say that adding a penalty, a one-win penalty, would be the way to do it? Possibly. Now, if I lose out on one win, I'm not 100% bothered by that. But what it does do is it totally defeats the point of the whole pick and choosing your battlegrounds. Because if you go in, see a battleground you may not necessarily win and leave, you lose your previous win. Interesting. Now, perhaps increasing the rep rewards for loss would also help. So it would be worth sticking around. You already get an honour reward for sticking around, but some people aren't bothered about that. They want the items. For some people, PvP ranking is an utterly unattainable concept, or maybe they've already got there. They're not interested, they want the rep. More rep rewards for loss may be the way to go. And I hope to see that in future. But again, Blizzard are expecting a little too much from their players. Now, an example of what people and what Blizzard expect from their players is the idea of coherent speech. The ability to post on, say, the forums in a literate fashion. We discovered very rapidly that this was not the case, so I thought to myself, let's create a feature that demonstrates just how bad some posts on the forums really are, just how aggressive and how silly and how infantile people can be over the internet. And what better medium to do it than through the medium of rapping. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rapping the Forums. Yo, yo, faux shizzle and all that jazz. Yes, it's time for another edition of Rapping the Forums. If you've never listened to this show before, the purpose of Rapping the Forums is to take the worst forum posts imaginable and make them into an unholy creature of eternal doom. It's raps. So here we go, the first rap of the day from the foolish maggots, a level 48 gnome warlock from the Kalagos realm. Here we go. It's a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Pally DPS equals overpowered, so I'm running around Feralas, and Pally stops and says hi. So of course I say hi back, and he asks me if I want a duel. I didn't know what to say because I am an overpowered warlock. Lol. I said okay to make him happy, and the fight started. I started with Seduce and Shadowbolt, and he cleansed and stunned me. WTF stun? Question mark. Overpowered. He then crit me for 500 plus damage a lot. And I said, what the hell, Pallies aren't supposed to have DPS? And he said, yeah, I can DPS you, noob. Warlock, that made me mad, so I reported him for having DPS, and Blizzard responded saying, outrageous, we will take away the DPS immediately. Okay, so the next morning, now wake up saying to myself, time to show the Pally who's boss, because I am lol. We fought, and I said, no DPS for you. Pally, I told Blizz to take it away, and he was mean and said, you still suck, you Warlock, I'll DPS you a lot. So we started fighting. He was DPSing crazy, so I said, Blizz suck and you suck. You aren't supposed to have DPS, you noob. I'm reporting you again. Then he ran backwards for some reason, and OMG, he was dancing with Horde. I went over there and said, hey you, stop that and DPS him. He told me BS, like, I can't, he's a shame, he will purge my DPS. So I said, BS, I'll DPS him. So I attacked the shaman and Earthshock interrupt. WTF, overpowered, question mark, question mark, question mark. He Earthshocks me to death, and then he and the Pally spit on me and laughed. The Pally was nice and rest me, but the shaman kept killing me, and I said, OMG, nerf, nerf, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. I then left my room and went outside and beat someone to death with the pole and went to jail. My parents bailed me out, and I'm at their house right now typing this message just so a little note that Blizzard needs to nerf Paladin DPS seriously before other people kill people over this. Courtesy of my very own realm, EU Daggerspine. It's Glarowen, the level 60 Night Elf Hunter Guild is Coalescence. The realm is Daggerspine. Here we go. It's a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Good do! Halibut, okay, I got the leaf from MC for my Hunter Epic quest. So I started my quest by trying to kill a demon in Winter Spring. I was nearly done. Demon on, 10% HP, and along comes the priest from Halibut. Kahula, I believe, she didn't do anything. I was very happy about that because the quest is time-based. And I need to kill the demon alone. Demon on, 5% HP. She dismounts and kills me. Up the whole quest. I mean, are you just stupid? There was a huge demon on my 6. Clearly she must have known I was doing the hunter quest. I tried again, got the demon to the road, 15% HP, and along comes Smashy, I believe, also from Halibut, kills me, Slash Spit, etc. You guys are morons. Get to 60, get the leaf, and I'll do the same to you. Okay, no, really, I don't care if people kill me or something like that, but the demons have a 3-hour respawn time, and a lot of hunters aren't doing the quest ATM. And like I said, it's time-based. You guys might not understand how annoying this really is. Ask a hunter in your guild. I've been waiting for the demons a few hours, and when I finally got him down to 5%, oh, I get gagged. They could have at least waited just for 2 minutes.